So, obviously, I'm kind of a young lady um, with not a ton of experience with relationships, but enough to realize patterns in them, and I just wanted to share those patterns per request. Just kidding, kinda, but relationships impact your spirit. Like, whether you realize it or not, being that close with somebody, being that open with somebody, being that vulnerable with somebody, it can really impact your spirit, like your internal morals and true motivations and energies can be overthrown by a relationship at the end of the day, if the relationship has turned toxic, which is a thing. So relationships can impact your spirit, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah. So for an example, I want to talk about a few like cycles, or like, yeah, kind of cycles of similarities between me and my friend that I guess I won't name because I don't know, I didn't tell her I'm going to tell the internet about a situation she was in. But so for example, this girl really likes this boy and they start to feel a connection, and she especially is like, okay, this is a boy, I love him, like I'm gonna do anything to make him happy, like, because that's, to me, that's what true love is. Do anything to make that person happy and safe. Do what's best for the person. That's what love is. So she really loved this boy, and she thought this boy loved her too. Dang, my bangs are like not feeling this this Saturday, but I need to like put a hair clip in. But she really loved him, and he basically wanted her to change physically in a way that wasn't healthy for her, in a way that she didn't even want to, and she ended up doing it anyway because she loved him so much. Like, she wanted to do what he wants, what's best for him, like, and it left her in an unhealthy spot, not only physically but mentally, when they broke up, because, you know, like, when you do all that for someone, I was looking for a hair clip and that failed miserably, but when you do all that for someone, like, when you are willing to, like, kind of throw your own sense of self down the drain for what you think is the greater good of somebody else, that's when it turns toxic, I suppose. And there's a kind of like that kind of relates to the example I'm gonna give of when I kind of realized one of my relationships turned toxic for my soul. Okay, because that girl I was just talking about, it was her soul beliefs, her soul desires, like, deep down, like, actually genuine, way past this physical world, like, beliefs, desires, all that, we're weighed down and we're pushed aside, and we're kind of replaced by this boy and how he was treating her. In my eyes, that's what was happening. In my eyes, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I have corona, but that wasn't funny at all. But the story I was gonna tell. When I realized that a relationship was turning toxic for my soul, I actually didn't realize until it was over. That's crazy. I didn't realize it was over, that it was toxic for me. Like to that level, like to that extent, like toxic down to the core of me, like my soul. But I guess I'll share some signs that I see now that were obviously making it toxic. It was so when I'm in a relationship, as most people are, you're really open. You tell people like most things, if not everything, about your past, your traumas, your histories, your triggers, your mental illnesses. Like, you're open about all that. It's like, at least I was. And then I didn't realize this at the time, but looking back, those traumas were then used against me in it's like I would be put in situations that would put me in the same mindset as those traumas, or that would cause me to make the same kinds of decisions that I had to when I was experiencing those traumas, or like I would be put in situations that would replicate my traumas, because this person knew that I'm an empath, that I'm tolerant to an extent, disrespect me and I'm intolerant, but other than that, I'm really tolerant. So yeah, that started becoming toxic for my soul. Like deep down, it was like I was reliving traumas, and it felt, I don't know, it feels now, looking back on the whole situation, it feels like that was on purpose. It feels like that was a power move. So yeah, big thing to realize that a relationship is turning toxic is controlling, as I mentioned in the first story, like controlling kind of forcefully, or like repeatedly wanting something that you don't want, like nonstop. And for example, like if someone wanted you to gain like 40 pounds and you didn't want to, didn't need to, it was every day was like, eat this, like do this, like, that's just an example. That obviously that could be replaced with literally anything, but control, forcefulness, obviously any type of, well, I guess this isn't so obvious, but any type of physical abuse ever literally ever, it's toxic. Like, not okay, not healthy, that's not love. Like, that's not, neither person in that party should become, desensitized to physical violence between a partner. That's toxic. I don't know. Which, yeah. Being manipulated, obviously, I guess it's another form of abuse. But being, having your past used against you, being emotionally manipulated, I don't know how else to explain it, just being emotionally manipulated, or when you start, that's a sign of a relationship becoming toxic. Little signs of disrespect can show it's becoming toxic. And there's a lot more. Like, I'm not an expert. Like, I've talked to my friends, I've talked to my therapist, I've talked to people online, I've talked to myself a lot, I wrote about this a lot. I did, like, Google and, not light internet research, but not heavy internet research. Most of this is from experience. I'm just trying to, be an 18-year-old girl helping another 18-year-old girl out, or young girl, young boy, I don't know. Or even someone older who's like, what is a toxic relationship? Because I don't even know for sure. But, yeah, my friend, when I asked her what are signs of relationships becoming toxic, she said, what did she say? It was really good. She's such a genius, and I want to look at it on my phone, but I know it'll stop recording this. She was like, it was something like, when you're around them and you're so happy, your heart has this energy and this fire in it that it's never had before, or like something very strong, like a strong love, energy, positive feeling anytime you're with them. But anytime you're away from them, you feel like garbage, you feel like dying, you feel like you can't feel happiness without them around you. That's a sign of toxicity in a relationship. And that's really just a sign that you need to love yourself. Because in relationships, you need to love yourself before if you don't love yourself, you don't know how to love, or you're not capable of loving at the moment, and you're gonna be, you need to love yourself before you can love anybody else or be in any other relationship. I forgot that YouTube is gonna mess this up because I turned it, but yeah, that's about it. I don't know too much about all this, because I've been in 4 relationships in my whole life, I think. But I don't know, my dad, before he passed away, he told me that when you get in a relationship, it's when you really start to see your own inner problems. Which is true, because, like I talked about in trauma videos, you're attracted to your traumas, you're attracted to toxic things for you. But these were some signs that a relationship could be turning toxic. And when a relationship is toxic for your soul, I'm going to try to explain this in a quick analogy. I hate making long videos, and I have other stuff to do. And I want to go make an omelet, so So, okay, pretend your whole personality, your soul, is just like a wrapped up thread, like a wrapped up big ball of thread. When you're dating someone and it's toxic, they're pulling on that thread. They're just pulling it away, making you less and less of who you are. They're wrapping their own thread. They're messing with you as the solid person that you can be and that you will be happiest as. There's a difference between reflecting and learning and discussing and like having conversations with people who you're in a relationship, and like them changing your mind about things. There's a difference between that and forcing you to change who you are. And forcing doesn't always feel like forcing. It really doesn't. It can be in little changes, little yanks of thread every day, little wraps of their thread every day onto your soul. I hope that made sense. Yeah, I put this temporary tattoo. Kind of cute, but like also I need a job. So makeup hopefully will cover this. I hope this helps somebody. Please comment or DM me on Instagram. I will leave my Instagram in the comments. I love talking to people. I hope this helps somebody. Sarah just suggested that I kind of talk about this because it was weighing on me a little bit. Especially with that relationship that, like, I felt I was very, used by my vulnerability to past traumas. I apologize that I suck at talking sometimes. I literally had a speech impediment in my childhood. I think I was just covering the microphone the whole time. But I literally had a speech impediment, like, my childhood. Like, I could not say words. So I apologize, but I hope this helps somebody. Please comment, please message me. I love you. Yeah, bye.